Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, hello there, I'm Degen, this is Marvel Heroes, all things Punisher. In this video, I'll go over all of his current powers, most of his current costumes, aside from his chase costume, and we'll just check out how awesome the Punisher is. The Punisher, Frank Castle, a US military war veteran. Kinda like me, except I got nothing on this dude. He's an expert in demolitions, he's special forces trained, he's not afraid to do some really dirty, devious acts to take the law into his own hand and, you know, take down these criminals by any means necessary. Punisher in Marvel Heroes is really fun to play. He's ranged, he shoots, he's got all kinds of weapons and explosives, and you can pump out some pretty decent DPS with this guy. And starting out with the costumes, we have Punisher's modern costume. This is just his basic pants and skull shirt. Basic Punisher. This costume looks really good. Actually, all of the Punisher costumes are really awesome looking and very well detailed. Next up is the Punisher Classic costume. This is also amazingly detailed. It's a body-fitting suit, and he just looks so cool in it, and it's very shiny, if any of that makes any sense and doesn't make me sound like a complete creep. Here's the Punisher Trenchcoat costume. This is just kind of like his modern one, except with a trench coat on, which is just so cool looking. Punisher just really looks awesome. And here is the War-Torn costume. This is like the classic one, except with the sleeves ripped off and some extra equipment added on, a gun pouch, and of course that sweet do-rag, aka not really, but it's a bandana. And that's all of his non-chase costumes. That's all I have for him. Let me know in the comments what your favorite Punisher costume is. I'll tell you at the end of this video what my favorite Punisher costume is. And alright, and starting out with the powers, we're going to start off in the firepower tree. The first power is Rifle Shot. This is unlocked at level 1. It's a basic fighting power fire shot that damages enemies in its path. It does physical damage, and as you put points into it, you'll increase the physical damage. It has a synergy with Shotgun Blast and Impact Shot, which will also increase the damage. This is the power. And don't forget to kill the hostage guy. Alright, and the next power will use this Vengeance stuff occasionally. Now, you gain Vengeance each time you defeat an enemy, so I just had a little bit, it already went away because I wasted time thinking about it. But yeah, so you gain Vengeance, you have a Vengeance, you can have up to 100 Vengeance. Some powers will spend Vengeance for extra effects, so just keep in mind, this is your Vengeance bar and you gain it when you defeat enemies. Now, that being said, the next power is Driven by Vengeance, also unlocked at level 1, it's a passive power. Your powers occasionally cost Vengeance instead of costing Spirit. The activation of this depends on how many points. It will go up as you put points into it. And it's pretty nice because if you're killing a lot of guys and you're spamming a lot of powers, instead of wasting your Spirit, it'll take some of that instead, so you'll get more shots out. You'll get more bang for your buck, and Punisher will keep on punishing guys, because that's what he does. I realize I just went out of order there a little bit. Sue me! Anyways, at level 20 you'll get Impact Shot, basic fighting power. Fire a powerful shot that knocks an enemy back. This does physical damage, and it has a synergy with Rifle Shot and Shotgun Blast, which will also increase the damage if you have points in those powers. As you put points into this, you'll increase the damage that it does. This is the power in action. As you can see, it's slightly knocking him back, and yeah, that's it. Basic power. It actually makes them look like they're dancing. At level 10, you'll get the next basic power, Shotgun Blast. Blast enemies in front of you. This does physical damage, shares a synergy with Rifle Shot and Fletchet Blast, probably pronounced that wrong. As you put points into this, you'll increase the damage. The synergies will also increase the damage. And this is the Blast. That is the fastest shooting shotgun ever. At level 30, you'll unlock Fletchet Blast, yet another basic power. Blast enemies with shrapnel, causing them to bleed. This does physical damage and bleed damage per second. As you put points into this, you'll only increase the bleed damage, but you do increase the damage with Rifle Shot and Shotgun Blast. Here's the shot. Let's see if we can make this dude bleed. Boom. And he's bleeding. You can see he's losing health, and I'm not even shooting him anymore. And it does shoot much like the Shotgun Blast as well. He's still dying, still dying, still dying, still dying, still dying. That bleed might have wore off. Boom. Next up, we have Deadly Barrage. This power's freaking amazing. Just throwing that out there. You hold down the hotkey to fire a continuous stream of bullets. It does physical damage, ongoing spirit cost while you hold the key down. As you put points into it, you'll increase the physical damage. This has a synergy with armor piercing shot. Boop. And that will also increase the damage. Now this is how it goes. You just hold it down. You can rotate while you're shooting. It does drain your spirit while you're shooting. It does do damage while you're shooting. It's like a channeled power, and we're going to see it just munch these guys up for breakfast. At level 6, you'll get Armor Piercing Shot. This is a fighting power. Fire a shot that pierces all enemies in its path. Hold down the hotkey to increase the damage. Spend Vengeance to temporarily reduce each target's resistance to physical attacks, so that will lower their defense. Now, this does physical damage per second charged, and it will lower their defense if you have Vengeance. As you put points into it, you'll increase the damage it deals and the physical defense reduction when it does that. This is how it works. You hold the key down, charge it up, boom. The longer you charge it, the more damage it will do. You can tap the key if you want and shoot it instantly without having to wait for that charge bar. It won't do as much damage. And you can shoot some guys with it. It'll penetrate right through, hit multiple guys. And yeah, anybody in its path. At level 14, you'll be able to unlock the power Lock and Load. You regain some spirit. You can spend Vengeance to double the spirit regained. As you put points into this, you'll just increase the amount of spirit you restore when you use it. It's just on a cooldown, so it costs nothing to use other than waiting time for the cooldown. Now I'll blow a bunch of spirit real quick, and then I'll use it, and you'll see it will just reload spirit. See that? It just instantly gives you back. Right now I have it at 20 spirit. Next up, we are in the Assault Tree, and the first power we'll go over is Steel-Toed Kick. Put your boot into enemies in front of you, knocking them back. So this is where you shine up your boot real nice, turn it sideways, and stick it straight up there. You know. Anyways, this does physical damage. As you put points into it, it will increase the damage. It will also increase the chance to knock down. And this is what it looks like. Oh, first this is the... That's not it. This is the little slight AoE range. It's a cone AoE right in front of you. And this is what the power looks like. Looks similar to other people's kicks. I believe someone referred to Cyclops as doing yoga in my Cyclops video when I was doing the kicks. And that's it. At level 28, you'll get Show No Mercy. This is a fighting power. Ruthlessly stab an enemy that's stunned or knocked down. This thing does an insane amount of damage if you use it. It does physical damage in the thousands at rank 1. As you put points into it, that will increase the damage it deals. And I'm gonna be honest, I've never once used this power because the whole stunned and knocked down thing. This is the little range. You have to be really close. I don't really get too close with Punisher, so... But yeah, this is what the power does. You just stab guys basically when they're on the ground, if they're still alive. At level 3, you'll unlock the power Quick Escape. This is a fighting power. Roll out of combat, stunning enemies in your path. It does physical damage. It has a stun duration of 1 second at rank 1. As you put points into it though, you'll increase that damage and you'll increase the stun duration. This does have a synergy with Combat Lunge where you'll increase the damage if you use that. I don't use this power for damage so much, so I just have 1 point in it. This is what it does. You actually roll backwards. So you can use this for mobility as well. You just have to remember to keep the mouse on the opposite direction you want to go. So say I want to go down, keep the mouse above you and spam that click. At level 24, you'll unlock Combat Lunge. This is a fighting power. Lunge into combat, stunning all enemies near the end of the movement. This does physical damage, stun duration, and has a synergy with Quick Escape, which will increase the damage. This physical damage and stun duration goes up as you put points into it. This is how it goes. You just dash forward a little bit, butt stroking the enemies to the head. At level 10, you'll be able to unlock Pain Tolerance. Pain don't hurt. This gives you a defense bonus. As you put points into it, that defense bonus will go up. And that's it. It's just a passive power where you gain extra defense. At level 18, you'll be able to unlock the power Killer Instinct. This is another passive power where you deal extra damage to enemies who are not attacking you, and gain vengeance when striking fear into the hearts of your enemies. This gives you a damage bonus per point you have in it. The damage will go up, and the vengeance gained will also go up. Now keep in mind, this is only applied to enemies who are not attacking you. At level 20, you'll unlock the passive power Cold-Blooded Crusader. When you defeat an enemy, other nearbys may flee in fear. So you see, you'll get the little skull on their head and they'll just run away. This is a passive, so it's always on once you get it. The fear duration will go up as you put points into it, as well as the activation chance. And finally, we will tackle the explosives tree, and the first power is Flashbang Grenade. Launch a grenade that stuns enemies in the area of its blast. This does energy damage, has a stun duration, As you put points into it, both of those things will go up. This is what it looks like and does to enemies. It stunned them. At level 16, you'll get Punish the Guilty. Attach a bomb to an enemy who flees in fear until the bomb explodes. This does physical damage, and it will cause the enemy to flee. This has a synergy with Flamethrower Blasts that will increase the damage. As you put points into it, you will also increase the physical damage. Here it is. The guy flees. He's got a bomb on him. Kablooey! Hahaha. And you can just spam it. Just make everyone run away. That guy's not running. I don't know why. Apparently he wasn't scared. At level 30, you'll unlock Flamethrower Blast. Hold down the hotkey to spray enemies in front of you with Lingering Fire. This does energy damage per second, has a burn duration for the amount of seconds it will be on. As you put points into it, you'll increase the energy damage. This also has a synergy with Punish the Guilty, and that will also increase the damage. This is how it works. You hold the key down, and you just torch. This is the AoE cone, and this is what it does to the fellas. Cooks them. At level 22, you'll unlock Chemical Mine. This is a mine power. Throw a bomb that explodes when an enemy approaches it, slowing and weakening each enemy in the blast. This will weaken the damage they do, it'll reduce their defense, it'll slow them, and all of that stuff will go up as you put points into it. And this also has a synergy with all other mine powers where it will add time for each point in those. This is what it looks like. So this just weakens them, they take more damage, and they deal less damage while they're under that. At level 4, you'll be able to unlock Explosive Rocket. Launch a rocket that explodes when it hits an enemy. This does physical damage. As you put points into it, you'll increase the physical damage, and this has a synergy with Proximity Mine. So for every point in Proximity Mine, it will also increase the damage. Looks like you just pull out a rocket launcher, shoot a rocket. It's a pretty awesome looking power in my opinion. This is what it does, you just blast guys. At level 12, you'll unlock Proximity Mine, where you throw a bomb that explodes when the enemy approaches it. This does physical damage, has a synergy with Explosive Rocket as well as all mine powers. Now the synergy with Explosive Rocket will increase the damage, the synergy with other mine powers will add to the time. As you put points into it, you'll also increase the timer and the damage. And finally, in the Explosives tree, at level 26, you'll unlock Sticky Mine. This is the final mine power. Throw a bomb that explodes when an enemy approaches it, trapping each enemy in the blast, and Sticky Glue. This will immobilize the enemy and be timed just like the others. The immobilize duration will go up as you put points into it as well as the timer, and the other mine power synergy is the same. Now this will just make enemies get stuck in a pile of yellow goop. Let's check it out. Come over here enemies, let's see this yellow goop. And they just can't move, they're stuck in there. And if they don't have guns like these guys, they just have bats, you can just stick them, and then you can just laugh at them. And then you can shoot them, because there's a lot. And finally, at level 30, you'll unlock Punisher's ultimate power. It's called Grim Retribution. Activate when low on health or defeated to rise up with a mighty vengeance that terrifies your enemies. This gives you a damage bonus, defense bonus, the buff will last 30 seconds, it has a % chance to cause fear to your enemies, the fear duration will last for 2.5 seconds, and the cooldown is 20 minutes. You have to use it when you're injured or dying, and right now we're dying, so I pop it, it gives you crazy, it didn't fear too many of them, but it does give you damage increase and all that good stuff, so you can just start mowing guys down. It lasts for 20 seconds. You can tell it's on because you have this wavy looking buff. See the darkness coming off of him? And he's smoking as well, or maybe that was his weapon, I don't know. Still on, still on, still on, still on. That's a long 20 seconds, isn't it? And it's off. And it's that time for the end of the video where I tell you what my favorite costume is, and it is this, the Punisher Classic costume. I don't know why, I just like this one the most. I do like all the Punisher costumes though a lot, so I constantly change costumes with this guy. I think they're all really close in goodness. Anyways, that's it for Punisher's powers and that kind of cool stuff. Now this is the part where I try to name off every character I've done a video for up to this point, which is getting hard because it's getting to be a lot. So far there's Spider-Man, Iron Man, Thor, Wolverine, Deadpool, Hulk, Captain America, Black Panther, Cyclops, Cable, Jean Grey, Miss Marvel, and now this is Punisher. Wow, that's got to be the fastest I've ever named off that list. Did I forget anyone? I don't think I did. Anyways, if there's somebody you want to see that's not on that list, go ahead and request it. Because, I mean, we're getting pretty close. We're getting close to having everybody done. So you don't actually have to request it, because everyone's going to be done. But if there's someone that you absolutely want to see before the others, although I have to say I'm probably going to save all 5 of the starters for last just because, you know, I don't know. You don't know, we don't know, we'll figure it out. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I say thank you a ton for watching. I hope you have a great day. I'm Degen, this is Marvel Heroes All Things Punisher. Bye!